Hey, so I am going to review Laura Gellar today. There's my little Kearney dog in the background. Laura Gellar is one of those foundations that as we get older, everybody's like, oh, well, you should try Laura Gellar. So I did buy it on Black Friday, and I thought, let's try it. I mean, what I'm trying to get away from is the fact that, I was using a pressed powder and I had been using Bare Minerals, Bobbi Brown, loose powder. Then I transitioned into like a pressed powder foundation, and I used it for years and it looked fantastic, arguably perfect. And then I started noticing, I'm in my 50s, and I started to notice, like, I look like a corpse. What am I doing? That the powder was making me look very flat. And my dog just came over to say hello. And I was looking for alternatives. So I have spent the last year trying to figure out what I should be using. And the whole reason I started this channel is because I looked for this channel for myself. I'm a little uncomfortable in front of the camera, but I am going for it because I think I spent a lot of money this past year going through all these different makeups, and so why not share it? So this is Laura Gellar. I hope you guys can see it. Laura Gellar. I got two colors. I generally wear a different color in the summer, so when I bought it, I thought you might as well buy both because it was on sale. Also, what I have learned over this year of doing this is that maybe we're using too light of a foundation as we get older, because then now all of a sudden it is showing off all our texture and wrinkles even more when it's lighter, because when you lighten something, it calls your attention to be drawn to that area. So I just want to call attention to mine. I have not had Botox for a year, and that was on purpose. And I do use really good skincare, and I'll talk about that at times. But I have our smile lines. I have texture. I don't know if you can really appreciate it down here. I have wrinkles down in here and around my lips. So I'm going to start with the medium Laura Gellar, and we're going to see what it looks like. So it is a baked foundation with multiple different colors, which I guess is what is supposed to, which is why I was like, okay, that's not what you were using before. So I did conceal and color correct a little bit. I don't usually do that before I apply foundation, but for the sake of time, I wanted to go ahead and get things started. So I'm really going to try to do one half so you can see what one side looks like first, and then do the other side. I'm going to come down the nose though. So I think you can feel that it's pretty matte and has strong coverage. I'm not sure that you can appreciate it, but look, can you see that dust that's coming off my brush? It seems to be a very fine powder. Let me dip in again so you can see it. As soon as I touch it, it's kind of flying everywhere. But I think you can see that it's very matte. I do possibly think it's too light for me, but let's do the whole face, and then I'll do the darker color on top to see if you guys think. So I think it's very matte. I think it looks very heavy. I think it's very powdery. I think it's accentuating things. I'm not sure if that's reading on the camera, but let's just go ahead and polish it off. Actually, I'm just going to put my glasses up to pull back my hair. I mean, is that like such an old lady thing to do, right? I, it's now becoming my makeup accessories to use my glasses. Okay. Sorry, I gotta put these on to look. Yeah, I think it's very matte and very heavy. It's maybe not what I'm looking for. I don't think it's a bad product. I think it's got really good coverage. I do think that it's starting to kind of look under my eyes. You know, it's kind of sticking a little bit, but a little bit like everything will, right? Like, let's just try to. So let's put some other makeup on and see what it looks like at the end. I would say if you have oily skin, this could really work for you, right? The point of me doing this, and look, you can even see how much of it is on my lips. If you feel like you want higher coverage, which I don't tend to be a high coverage girl, I tend to like a little bit of my skin coming through. Even though I have a lot of sun damage, I'm not afraid of that. I've always had freckles, so it is not something. Let's just try the darker color and see if we feel like that just kind of gives me a little more life. A little less corpsey. I mean, the fineness, I mean, I think you could appreciate it, that it looks better, right? The darker color, which I would say is probably more my summer color, but like just in general, especially if you're gonna use a powder foundation, I think you gotta go darker. Let's see. Yeah, but still very matte look. So, I mean, we can try to do some things to try to make it look less matte. I mean, that's not really the point, but let's try a glowy blush. I'm gonna try the Haus Lab sticks. I love them. They are super glowy. And one of the tricks that I like is I kind of use it all over. This one is Glassy Rosette. So let's see if this, so we'll do a couple, a little smidge on the eye, maybe even as my, and then it's like a really easy monochromatic combo, and you don't have to think a lot. Could I just say that? You don't have to think a lot. I also do really like to use a bronzer and contour. I think it makes a big difference in aging women, but I just feel like this foundation is so heavy. I could try so look, I mean, it's cute. It's cute. I'm gonna put a little color up on my, because I feel very, I just think we can do better, right? For our maturing skin. But I don't hate it. I think it also depends. Like, I mean, since I went into menopause, I think I probably am a little bit more on the dry side. I wouldn't even say dry. I would say normal with dry, with a little bit of dry. We could try a little bit of the Merit bronzer, which is a gel. Haven't even opened this one yet. We can just try to do a little bronze. See how we like that. Because I wouldn't do I would for sure not do a powder bronzer with, on mature skin. I mean, the gel is just gonna help us So it can work. It can work for us. Let's get up close, see what my lines are looking like. I think for me, it really helped putting on something that was more glowy afterwards. Um, I think it's a very matte finish, and that you have to kind of bring some life back into things. Just gonna pull this up. I'm not gonna do my mascara and eyeliner and all the things I would normally do. I think that this is enough just to kind of get a feel for it and see how it wears. I will let you know how it wears today. And so what I would say is, if you have oily skin, I think this is very dry, because it's a powder, right? Like, that's the point, right? Powders are going to be dry. This isn't like something that we don't already know about the product. But I think that if you are at all dry, it's going to come across very matte. And then you have to really balance it with something glowy, because it is a little bit flat once you put it on. All right, well, there's Laura Gellar. Go Darker has really strong coverage. And I would say, I'm not sure if it's showing up on the camera, but I'm looking in my mirror over here and I'm like, ooh, I mean, very matte, very, yeah, not loving it when I see it in real life, not on my camera. So it's looking very, very flat, even with the bronzer and the blush. It's just really reading corpsey. I hate to say that. But if you have really oily skin, this is going to really work for you. If you're probably on the younger side and still have all the oils and you haven't gone through the menopausal part where, like, now you're struggling with the dry, you know, this could be a transition product. To be honest with you, it was very inexpensive, and I got it very quickly. They have lots of sales all the time because I'm still on their email list. Lots of sales. I just would be very, I would just balance it with something that is more of a gel or a cream, or even if you have oily skin, because it is very matte in real life. I'm going to come really forward. Okay, so tell me what you think. Have you tried it? Did you like it? What are your thoughts? Thank you.